Good citations. So I'm building this welding cart. I haven't shot a lick of video on this yet. So why don't I just walk you through what I've done so far, try to explain it if you're interested in building something like this. And if you're inclined to copy it, go right ahead. All right, this is a really ultra simple design, and basically it consists of two rectangles, 22 inches by 24 inches. And I did a miter cut joint on all four corners. I built two of those for this level and this level, and then the bottom one I believe is 32 inches long, 22 inches wide, to accommodate the shelf for the bottles. I had a couple of chunks of 1/8 inch plate left over from when I built the bumpers on the bus, and I welded them together and made this top panel to set the welders on. And then I had to actually use 3 pieces to make the tray for the bottles, and there's adequate room for 2 bottles here. I also cut 4 pieces. I think these are 3 feet. Yep, 3 feet. And instead of welding them to the inside, I welded them to the outside. Instead of cutting pieces to go between here, I welded them to the outside. And the reason I did that is because this back is going to be covered with steel, and the insides are going to be covered in steel, and there's going to be some drawers. I'll talk about that in the front. I'll talk about that in a minute. The handle, the pull handle I made, I had a piece of actual ground. It was a copper-clad steel ground rod that was over along the house. The previous owners had dogs that were digging, especially around the fence. So they put electric fence wire around the perimeter of the property at the fence to keep them from digging underneath the fence. And this was the ground rod for that. Cut these tabs out to mount the handles to. Went down to Tractor Supply, got a couple of 6-inch wheels and some all thread. And that's the wheels for the back. And in the front, I had a furniture dolly that I bought from Harbor Freight to move the gun safe into the house. So I harvested the wheels off of that. Let's get to why I'm building this versus buying it. Because quite frankly, by the time I get done with this, I could have gone out and bought like a Harbor Freight welding cart, you know, with drawers and everything. Kind of like what my buddy Martin has, that would accommodate the welder, my plasma cutter, and another welder that I want to get in the future for less than what I'm going to have into this, considerably less. But the reason I'm doing this is because I didn't want short and squat. I wanted kind of skinnier and tall. Look how I got this thing set up. The welders are going to sit sideways on the cart, and this is by design. I have this titanium MIG here. I have my Hypertherm plasma cutter, and there's a big enough footprint for another welder. And my plan is to get the titanium AC/DC TIG welder. I wanted to have this elevated so I can see the controls without having to bend over. As you get older, you try to find ways to keep from bending over. Lord knows you don't want to fall over and break a hip. So I have things set up here specifically for these 3 pieces, and I wanted to have a drawer here. I haven't determined whether or not this is going to be 2 drawers or just 1. Probably just going to end up being 1. Can't think of a reason why I would need to have 2 drawers here. If I go with just 1, it'll be big enough to house the welding helmet and the gloves and consumables like the tips for the MIG welder, tungstens, and gas cups and stuff. And then the bottom drawer is going to be just one big cavity to house that Evolution cutoff saw, so I can keep that tucked away and off the floor and stowed in a place where it's safe and I'm not tripping over it. I weld some hooks on here for the power cords, and also hooks on the front for the work leads and the negative cables. And rather than going out and buying a piece of, you know, flat stock or round bar, I just went to Walmart and I bought a couple of hangers. Story of my life. That's ugly. So I get to grind that out and get more gas. So I'll pick this up next week. See you next week.
Look at that fashion statement.
Went and bought some steel, and I elected to go way overbuilt. I got a piece of 1/8 inch 4x8 sheet. It was $250. Ouch. 12 gauge was the same money. Might as well get 1/8 inch then, so that's what I done did. I probably would help to turn it on. You goof. Yeah. God, what an idiot. I got the sides and the back done. Need to cut the pieces for the drawers. And I have about a half a sheet left. I'm not going to put bottoms in these because there's going to be drawers in them. I don't need bottoms. So I'll build the drawers. I got the back on. Got the little chains on it to keep the tanks on. I've got the side panels installed and screwed on. And I've got the drawers started. This is actually in backwards. This is going to be the back. It's looking like I might have just enough to complete this. This is what I got left. And that piece down there. So I think that is enough to do the sides, and this is enough to do the fronts. Oh, okay, here we are a few days later. But I came out here today and started working on this again, and I've got my drawer slide installed, and I'm just fixing now to get ready to put the face piece on. And then I got to do the big one down at the bottom, which is pretty much the same as this, just with a bigger face. Alright, so that's to go in here. Yeah. Get welded this. I can pull this out and finish weld it, put it in, see if it tweaked, then grind, move on. So that's what I'm going to do. Gotta make a knob, full handle. Okay, now I gotta do that one. Looks like I might have to get 2 more slides and double up the slides here, because this is going to get really heavy. So I think that's a bit more than that those 2 slides can handle. So I'll go online tonight and get 2 more. But so I have a piece here for the fronts, just like this one, and a side piece. It's about 3.5 inches by 21.5, whatever the length of this is. And then this piece right here, along with the back, is one piece. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I just took my plasma cutter and I made a cut about 3/4 of an inch from the end, about, maybe it looks like 5 inches long. I skipped about an inch, made another one 6 inches, skipped a little more than an inch, and made another 6-inch cut, and then left it 1 inch from the end. So all I have to bend is 1, 2, 3,
3.5 inches, which you can do over a sharp object like this tube steel. And that's how I bent that. You just lay a square up here, and then I tack these pieces on, tack the front on, tack the handles on, and when it comes time to weld this up, I'll flip it over and I'll fill this cut here, this cut, and where it's broke, you can see I made a little cut with a with cutoff wheel to thin this out, so it made it easier to bend. It makes the bend sharper, and I'll just come through and I'll weld this up, and it'll be just great. Okay, so the next thing is paint. So again, I gotta blow this thing all apart. I think what I'm gonna do is paint the frame black, paint the metal infill pieces, the back, sides, and the drawers roughly this color. And maybe I'll even paint the wheels. But that ain't gonna happen today.
3 weeks later.
Well, that's my welding cart. It only took 2 months and $600 to build, but it is wreck-proof. Having said that, there is a couple of things I need to deal with. First of all, these little magnet clasps that I got at the Home Depot ain't worth the tinker's damn. They barely hold this one shut. Anytime you move it, the bottom one comes open. So I'm going to have to find an alternative means to keep the drawers shut when it's being moved. I'm going to have to add a couple of slides on the bottom drawer to be able to carry that weight for any extended period of time. Those are just a little bit too weak. Other than that, this is how I intended to have it, with the MIG welder here, the plasma cutter, and then the TIG welder on the outside, so that the everything's green, color coordinated, so I have access to the inside wire and all that stuff. Did it because I could. It was stupid financially because I could have bought that Harbor Freight one for a lot less money. This is kind of what I had in mind, and that's my welding cart. Plus I wanted it in green. Well, if you like this video and you thought it was entertaining, informative, or, you know, stupid, smash the like button and share it with your vast social media network. Look at the lens, crying out loud. There's Amazon affiliate links in the description. You can click on any of those, do any of your Amazon shopping. I'll put some links down there for you to look at. Click subscribe, bell icon, so you get post notifications, all that stuff. Comment down in the comment section. If nothing else, just say hi. And if you want to support the channel financially, and you don't shop at Amazon, you want to throw me a couple of bucks, there's PayPal and Patreon if you want to support on the monthly. All those links are down there in the doobly-doo. Take a look at those, see if there's something you want to do, and if you can afford to do that, thank you in advance. If you can't, it probably means we're cousins. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.